Tuesday it's day 2 of free agency, and barely a full day into the frenzy and already the NBA world is in absolute chaos. Meanwhile, Golden State is standing by with bated breath, not pulling the trigger yet, but as the drama unfolds, with Damian Lillard, the Tony Bucks, Giannis, and the ripple effects sweeping through the league, a shocking narrative has emerged that suggests the Warriors' silence might actually play into their hands in a way no one anticipated. Let's break it down. First, Damian Lillard. The rumor mill has been swirling non-stop, and here's the headline that has everyone stunned. The Bucks reportedly waived Lillard's gigantic contract, $113 million remaining over the next 5 years to clear the path for a salary dump. Why? To make room for someone else. Fans are calling the possibility bonkers, but the numbers don't lie. In order to bring in Indiana's big man Miles Turner, who agreed to a 4-year, $17 million per season deal plus a player option, the Bucks needed to hit the reset button. So they opted to waive Lillard, turning his contract into dead money that they still pay him, even if he signs elsewhere. In essence, Dame walks with his bag intact while freeing up significant cap space for Milwaukee. Now, here's where the Warriors come into the picture hypothetically. Imagine Lillard showing up in Golden State, backing up Steph Curry, running the second unit, Steph plus Dame. It would be like an all-star dream, but that's pure speculation right now. It all hinges on one player, Jonathan Kuminga. The Warriors haven't made a single splash or signed anyone, and that's no accident. They're pacing themselves, carefully watching how the Kuminga situation unfolds before pulling any major strings. Let's talk context. On the West Coast, big names have already cashed in. Miles Turner heads to Milwaukee. But what about the Warriors' own standing? They're teetering on the edge of roughly $36 million in cap space for the 2025 to 2026 season. That's not pocket change, but it isn't enough to snatch up a top-tier big or a star wing without a serious gamble. If they'd decided to offer Turner the full 4-year, $100 million package, his initial asking price, they'd be left with just $9 million to fill out the rest of their bench. That's a tough pill to swallow. Meanwhile, Milwaukee, flush with the ability to pivot, jumped ahead with their deal. The Bucks saw a clear win-now opportunity, especially in light of a relatively down season looming for Indiana and unmaterialized investments. But here's the juicy part. While all this was going on, Donovan Mitchell locked in the largest contract in NBA history, a 4-year deal worth $285 million. At just 29 years old, he's set to become a billionaire if he plays out his career as planned. And we're just scratching the surface. Olympic standout Nicolas Batum, fresh off representing France, signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. Other teams have been just as proactive. The Knicks added veteran shooter Jordan Clarkson, bolstering their bench. Charlotte scooped up Mason Plumlee to add some interior size. Atlanta made a move involving Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Magic landed Tyus Jones. Brook Lopez found his way to the Clippers. It's been non-stop dominoes. But still, nothing from Golden State. Crickets in the Bay. They're all eyes on Kuminga. Let's decipher. Why wait? Why hold the line? 2 reasons. First, money management. The Warriors have key names locked in. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson eat up major cap space. Add Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, and a few role players, and you're looking at a financial puzzle that leaves little room to maneuver. If they overcommit on one big signing, everything else crumbles. Garrett Temple, Moses Moody, Trace Jackson-Davis, and Brandon Podziemski make up the rest of an expensive bench core. Mix in draft picks, trade exceptions, and future planning, and it's a tightrope walk. The front office clearly believes patience is the play, despite outside pressure to add reinforcements. Second, the Kuminga standoff. Kuminga, one of their prized young talents, hasn't signed an extension yet. Reports suggest he's asking for more money than the Warriors are willing to pay right now. So they're at an impasse. If they spend heavily elsewhere, they risk weakening their ability to deliver a max extension to Kuminga. Conversely, if they let Kuminga walk then go all in on veteran help, that's a long-term gamble. So the entire offseason strategy hinges on the outcome of that young star's negotiation. It's become the season's biggest storyline inside the Bay. Meanwhile, rumors about Giannis continue to bubble. Milwaukee's move with Lillard could suggest that Giannis might be a bit cheesed at how things went down. He now has a mantle full of supporting pieces, and yet his superstar palace cashed out, sent packing. Could frustration push him toward testing the trade waters? The league is buzzing, but any realistic scenario involving Giannis heading west to Golden State faces massive financial and personnel hurdles. Let me give you an example. Giannis is currently pulling in north of $50 million a year, with a player option to seasons from now. To match that figure in a trade, the Warriors would need to package high-priced stars. Hypothetically, imagine trying to match his mid-$50 million cap hit. What combo works? Draymond on a mid-20s contract, plus Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson to first-rounders. Throw in Brandon Pajimski or Trace Jackson-Davis and it staggers the imagination. Even if they manage it, they're left crippled financially. That's not a deal, that's a house of cards, and yet, despite the sobering math, the prospect of Steph and Giannis forming a backcourt is tantalizing to ignore, but honestly, the money doesn't add up. You'd need to toss in multiple first-round picks to make the salary math work. And even then the Warriors just can't absorb a mega contract alongside their current core. That's why many fans are saying, do it, make the trade, while others caution, be realistic. With the cap sheet, it's a classic clash of longing for a super team and facing financial reality. Back at Madison Square Garden, the Knicks are targeting coach Mike Brown. Some die-hard Warriors fans have even floated the idea of bringing him to Golden State instead of Steve Kerr, but as of now, the Bay Area brass remains completely still. Any shifts in the coaching or roster landscape, zilch. The organization is in full holding pattern. Everything is waiting on Kuminga. We haven't even touched Summer League yet. That starts this weekend with Anthony Lamb, Trace Jackson-Davis, and the rest of the rookie, young contingent running the floor. That microcosm will offer a tease of the future, but until that whispers into the larger picture, the Bay Area remains motionless. Some fans feel stuck. They're asking, at what point do we commit? Should we add more depth? Or are we holding too long, missing out on players like Cam Johnson? Expiring shotgun shooters who could bolster spacing. It's the eternal offseason debate. In short, today day to a free agency is proof of two narratives. 1. The league is in full scramble mode, historic contracts, big swings, veteran pickups everywhere. And 2. Golden State is doing precisely nothing. For now, the reason? Money, Kuminga, potential long shots like Giannis, and the belief that right moves will materialize. Smart or folly? Depends on your angles. Some fans are frustrated. They want to see urgency, to see action. Others believe discipline beats desperation. They point at recent history. Last season's renaissance came from draft picks, patience, and a core staying healthy. So what's next? We keep watching Kuminga. Watch the Bucks. Watch Giannis. If that saga shifts, Golden State reacts. But until then, silence in the Bay. Still, behind that hush Malaya strategy no one outside the front office fully understands yet. And that, my friends, is what makes this offseason perhaps the most intriguing one in franchise history. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. As the second wave of free agency buzz starts to settle in, the Warriors still haven't made a single move, and it's driving fans absolutely mad. While other teams continue reshaping their rosters with trades and signings, Golden State seems to be watching from the sidelines, waiting, calculating, hoping that something with Kuminga breaks in their favor. But the truth is, every hour that passes, the pool of available talent gets thinner, and the options that once seemed promising are now drying up fast. You look at the centers that have been moved already, names like Jonas Valanciunas, who just got traded from New Orleans to Denver in exchange for Dario Saric. That one stings a little because Valanciunas could have been a great fit in Golden State. Not a superstar by any means, but a strong paint presence, a guy who could bang inside, grab boards, and free up space for the shooters. It's those kinds of under-the-radar pickups that end up becoming essential come playoff time. But instead, Denver made the move, not the Warriors. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In what could become one of the most seismic moves in NBA history, whispers around the league suggest that the Golden State Warriors might be plotting a dream scenario, teaming up to time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo with Stephen Curry, though nothing is confirmed. The buzz is growing louder with each passing day, and insiders are beginning to take notice. The Greek freak, long considered untouchable in Milwaukee, recently made headlines with cryptic remarks hinting at a willingness to explore new challenges. If it meant staying in title contention, I want to win, he stated firmly in a recent interview, sending chills down the spines of Bucks fans and sparking speculation across the league. Could the writing be on the wall? At the same time, Sources close to Golden State suggest that the Warriors' front office is exploring bold moves to maximize the remaining prime years of their superstar, Stephen Curry. After a frustrating 2024 campaign that saw the Dubs fall short of their title aspiration, there's a sense of urgency in the Bay Area. Pairing Curry's unmatched shooting with Giannis' freakish athleticism and defensive prowess would be a nightmare for opponents and a dream for fans. How such a move could happen remains a mystery. Would the Warriors move assets like Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, or even make a splash with draft capital to entice Milwaukee? Would Giannis force a trade? Or is this more of a 2026 free agency fantasy? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear: the league is watching closely. This isn't the first time stars have gravitated toward one another, and with super teams becoming the norm rather than the exception, the idea of Giannis donning a Golden State jersey may not be as far-fetched as it once seemed. For now, it's just talk. Quiet, persistent, intriguing talk. But in the NBA, talk has a way of turning into action. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.